Tom Brady's transition from football legend to broadcasting has been anything but smooth. But it seems the NFL is giving him a temporary break from his broadcasting restrictions just in time for the Super Bowl 2025 in New Orleans. After facing a host of limitations this season, Brady is now getting some crucial access ahead of Fox's coverage of the biggest game of the year. Brady's 10-year, $375 million deal and league restrictions. Tom Brady's massive 10-year, $375 million contract with Fox Sports has attracted plenty of attention. But it hasn't been all smooth sailing. The seven-time Super Bowl champion was expected to become a major presence in the broadcasting booth. But his minority stake in the Las Vegas Raiders created complications. Due to NFL rules, Brady had been restricted in terms of his broadcasting duties. He couldn't attend production meetings, team practices, or team facilities. Additionally, he was not allowed to criticize officials or the league, making it difficult for him to fully perform his role as an analyst. Temporary suspension of restrictions for Super Bowl. But ahead of Super Bowl 2025, Brady has received some relief from those restrictions. Speaking to the media, Chiefs owner Clark Hunt confirmed that Brady would be allowed to attend the necessary production meetings for the Super Bowl broadcast, with the same access as any other broadcaster. Although Brady still won't be allowed to attend Chiefs or Eagles practices. His ability to participate in production meetings for the biggest game of the year is a significant step forward. After all, it's crucial for Brady to be fully involved in the preparation for Fox's Super Bowl coverage. Why these restrictions were in place? To understand why Brady faced these restrictions, we look back to when he was approved as a Raiders minority owner. The NFL had internal discussions about the potential conflict of interest, ultimately deciding that it didn't make sense for Brady to have unrestricted access to production meetings while being tied to the Raiders. This is why the league put restrictions in place for the 2024 season. Goodell to revisit Brady's restrictions. Interestingly, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell indicated earlier this week that the league will revisit Brady's restrictions following the Super Bowl, meaning that the limitations on his broadcasting duties could be eased even further going into the 2025 season. Conclusion: as Tom Brady prepares to take on his broadcasting role for the Super Bowl, this temporary lifting of restrictions will allow him to make the most of his involvement with Fox. His 10-year contract is a major investment for the network, and his expertise will undoubtedly be valuable once he can fully dive into the broadcasting process. It'll be interesting to see if the NFL decides to make permanent changes to Brady's restrictions after the game. But for now, Brady will get the access he needs to play a key role in Super Bowl 2025 coverage. Will Tom Brady's broadcasting career take off after Super Bowl 2025? How do you think his role in the booth will compare to his on-field legacy? Let us know your thoughts below. And make sure to like and subscribe for more updates as we get closer to the big game. Alright, folks, grab your popcorn, because this year's Super Bowl might be the most dramatic one yet. If you're gearing up for Super Bowl 57 and finding yourself rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, well, you're definitely not alone. But let me tell you, the team that most of America loves to hate right now is none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, that's right. The team that used to be everyone's feel-good story has now earned themselves the title of NFL's new villains. And surprisingly, they're loving it. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the rest of the Chiefs who've gone from the NFL's underdogs to the team everyone loves to root against. But how did it all happen? How did a team that once inspired nothing but admiration suddenly find itself as the villain? Well, stick around, because we're breaking it all down. And hey, before we get started, if you're into NFL drama, come on, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the Chiefs' reign of dominance, controversy, and of course, a possible third Super Bowl win in a row. The Chiefs, from heroes to villains. Let's take it back for a second. A few years ago, the Kansas City Chiefs were the team everyone could get behind. We're talking about a young quarterback with the heart and smile of a golden retriever, Patrick Mahomes, and an offense so electric, it was like watching a video game in real life. Andy Reid, the lovable head coach with a sense of humor that made him one of the most relatable figures in the NFL, leading the charge. And then, you had a fan base that wasn't obnoxious or entitled. They were just happy to be in the spotlight for the first time in years. So, what happened? How did the Chiefs, once America's darlings, suddenly become the team everyone loves to root against? Simple. They kept winning. And winning. And winning. We're talking about 5 Super Bowl appearances in the past 6 seasons. And now, they're trying to make history by winning 3 in a row. That's right, 3. People don't hate teams that are doing badly. But when you keep winning year after year, eventually, the love turns into envy. And in the NFL, envy can quickly turn into hatred. Travis Kelce's surprising take. So, how does Travis Kelce feel about all this? You might expect him to be all salty about it, right? But no, this guy is embracing the villain role with open arms. At Super Bowl opening night, he had a huge smile on his face when he said, "People hate the Chiefs? I didn't know that." The man's got the swagger of a guy who knows he's at the top of the food chain. And let's be honest, he's not wrong. When you're constantly at the top, you become the target. And for Kelce, it's like the NFL's version of a badge of honor. The new Patriots? Now, let's talk about something that's been happening on social media lately. A lot of fans are comparing the Chiefs to the New England Patriots of the Tom Brady era. You remember that, right? Back when the Patriots were winning every other Super Bowl, and no one could stand them anymore. Well, here we are again, except this time, it's the Chiefs sitting at the top. It's kind of funny how history repeats itself, right? The Chiefs are the new Patriots. Except, well, they don't have the scandalous past like Spygate or Deflategate to stir the pot. Instead, the hate is all about the wins, the constant primetime games, and, get this, the referees. You've heard it before. The Chiefs get all the calls. And you know what? Commissioner Roger Goodell had to step in and address that ridiculous theory. Let's hear it from Chiefs safety Justin Reid. "We play so many primetime games. It's just recency bias," he said. But hey, every time a 50-50 call goes in the Chiefs' favor, it becomes part of the conspiracy theory that the league is somehow rigged. I mean, come on, it's all part of the game. If you're winning, people will always find a reason to tear you down. What's really driving the hate? So why all the hate? Though, I mean, the Chiefs aren't out here throwing deflated footballs or spying on teams. There's no scandal, just straight-up dominance. Some fans have even suggested that there's a conspiracy to help the Chiefs win. But Chiefs owner Clark Hunt puts it simply. You know how everyone in the NFL wants to compete to win. That's true of our guys as well. The referees are doing the best job they can. He's got a point. When you're on top, people are always going to start making excuses for your success. And if you're getting the job done, well, that's just the price you pay. The Chiefs' historic run. Speaking of success, let's talk about what's really at stake here, history. The Chiefs are aiming for their 3rd straight Super Bowl win, something no one has done before. They're trying to make it into a dynasty. And whether you love them or hate them, you can't deny that what they've done in the past few years is downright impressive. The Chiefs had a phenomenal 2023 regular season, finishing 15-2, one of the best records in the NFL. Sure, they took a small L in Week 18, but they rested their starters. In the playoffs, they faced tough teams like the Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans, and came out victorious. Yet again, if they win this Super Bowl, it will cement their place in history as one of the NFL's most successful franchises of all time. But despite all of that, let's face it, America's probably not going to start embracing them. They might even get more hated as the years go on. And you know what? They're totally fine with that. Keeping the focus on the challenge. As the Chiefs approach this monumental game, they're keeping their eyes on the prize, winning the Super Bowl. And the mindset? 1-0 every week. They don't talk about three-peats, they take it one game at a time. You gotta respect that level of focus.